Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us for another week of the RecPoker podcast. This is the Chats edition, where normally we would be interviewing a famous person in the world of poker, but this week we're doing the year in review for everyone at RecPoker that's had a great time in 2021 and what we're looking forward to in 2022. So if you don't know anything about RecPoker, it's a free community for recreational poker players to come and learn the game, celebrate each other's wins, find some friends to hang around with, and some rails. It's a great place to come and bring your love for poker. There's lots of great ways to improve your game and to have fun. And all it takes is an email address and a smile. Go to rec.poker and sign up for free right now. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jim Reed. I'm the host of the podcast, and you can find out about me and everyone else on the Wrecking Crew by going to rec.poker/crew. Because it takes a crew, it takes a village to do something as fun and dynamic, as exciting as RecPoker is. So fellas that are here today, why don't you share your names and where folks can get at you here with the rest of RecPoker Nation?
I am John Somsky, and I am Poker Geek MN everywhere.
I'm Mark Prashant, or Website Mark. I'm the owner of Website Amp, and I am Website Amp in the home games these days.
Rob Washam, and I'm Rabman50 everywhere.
Tim Fritz, Misclick Donkey everywhere, across all social medias and in the home games and everything. So that's how you can find me.
And you should check all these guys out. We've got a bunch of guys and gals on the Wrecking Crew. It's a different crew in here in the booth every week, but these are some of the folks that really make everything happen here at RecPoker. So it's great to be able to see their faces and to tell them how much we appreciate their work. I also want to thank Jim Gibson, Martha, and Troy Chapman, who are in the chat here as we're getting through. All premium members can come join the podcast anytime. We have a lot of fun here together. Speaking of which, I want to thank Julie Murphy and Denise Allen. Julie and Denise have become premium members over the last little while. I got to meet Julie over Zoom. We had a really fun chat about poker strategy. And I've been chatting with Denise here and there in the forums and in direct messages and on Twitter. So it's great to see new premium members getting out there, enjoying the material and the community events. So thanks, Julie and Denise, for giving us a try. And the only other announcement I have is that, and you'll get a kick out of this, Tim, I know you're going to be involved. The Run Good Tour is making another stop at Council Bluffs, Iowa. And yes, that's right. He's got the shirt all ready to go. And our own Andrew Feist will be there to enjoy some quality time with other RecPoker members that make the trip to Iowa. He's going to be there from February 14th to 21st. And if you want to check out more details about that, you can go to rec.poker/road trips, and you will see a little post with all the details and how to get in touch with Andrew and how to have a great time with our friends at Run Good. We love working with Run Good. They have a good time, and so do we. And I guess the last piece of news I have is that we have to postpone the Reckies. I'm sorry, gang. We had in mind plan to do the Reckies the week this episode comes out, but there have been too many exciting moving parts going on. We're going to have to postpone it and do it in the spring. So we've got even more to look forward to in 2022 because we will be doing the Reckies Award Show just a little later than planned, but I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so thanks for putting up with my long-winded intro. It is the year in review. It felt like it took a year just to get through the last few minutes, but Mark, we talked beforehand. Mark and I meet every week. He's an integral part of what happens at RecPoker. We literally could not do this without Mark Prashant. And so, yeah, Mark, you've had your role just keeps getting bigger and bigger at RecPoker. What was 2021 like for you, and what are you looking forward to about 2022?
Yeah, it's been great. Like you said, we meet every week for I don't know how many weeks running now. You and I have had a chance to get hands-on and really plug ourselves into the site and make improvements. So it's been a great year. I was thinking back of the different things that we've done on the site. We gave it a fresh coat of paint, kind of reorganized some things, made a lot of improvements to the homepage, really enhanced the calendar quite a bit. There's always new content coming out on the site, and we kind of reorganized how that's structured. There's cool ways to interact with other folks in the forums. And a fun thing that we've really been doing a little bit more of in the second half of the year is badges, where if you're really dedicated on the site, you log in every day for 7 days in a row, for example, you get a little badge that says, hey, you're dedicated to RecPoker. And so different ways to acknowledge the folks that are a core part of the community. That's been a really fun thing to do on the site.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed, and I've gotten some great feedback about that too. When you see people posting in the forums, there's that little piece of character and color. So folks that have the dedicated badge or the contributor badge or OG or all these other achievements that you can get, that has been a fun way to keep it interesting. And I've seen a lot of great. The forums have been a good thing for us to talk about because they've really taken off, getting a lot. We do have a Discord channel, and people like to talk there. But we also, for our deeper conversations, we do use the forums at rec.poker, which is free. And that's been great, getting people more active in there. We started the whole forums edition of the podcast just based around all the strategy conversations we were getting in the forums. So just me speaking personally, I'd say people getting more involved in the forums, joining more of the groups at RecPoker, that's been a great thing that you helped a lot with, Mark, putting those different kinds of groups together and how people can kind of find those common interests by joining these groups that have a lot of the same things in common.
Yeah, the site's built in the way now that it's very easy for us to add new groups as the community needs them. You know, if there's a desire for people out there that have a common interest or, you know, a different niche interest inside poker, then let's get folks together and connect them, and so they can be enthusiastic together about a particular, you know, topic or something like that. There's a lot of different ways to plug in.
Yeah, and like Steve Fredlin, the main dog himself, the big guy, he always says, you know, the website is just a tool for our community. You know, we're a community first. The website's just a place to come and exchange ideas and to get together, just like the home games are, the podcast, the live events. It's just a way that we express our enjoyment with each other. So you've done a great job making it easier to connect with people, easier to find people that have the same interests as you. And I'm just really proud of what we've done there. And I love sharing with the world. So I hope we get to share it with a much bigger piece of the world in 2022 too. I'm excited for that, Mark. Thank you. Rob and Tim, I know Rob is our book study director, and he's been fearlessly leading us through Michael Acevedo's Modern Poker Theory. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? We've had all sorts of exciting books come through your program, Rob.
Yeah, we've if you go back into the archives, you can find all of the book study sessions that we've had in the past. The ones that you probably will see now would be Short Stack Ninja, which we completed last January, about a year ago. And prior to that, we did the game plan by Matt Matros, which I thought was a really interesting concept, an interesting way of approaching the game for people who are not as familiar with maybe tournament play as they might be. Prior to that, we did a book called Play Optimal Poker by Andrew Brokus, Volume 1. So there's an opportunity in the future maybe to do Volume 2. We should be finishing up with Modern Poker Theory this year sometime. I'm hoping in the next month or so. We've only got a couple more sessions to go, I'm sure. And then we'll be looking for another book. We'll be looking for another book to do. So we'll go through that process of scanning the possible books out there and then talking to our different members to see what their enjoyment would be, what they're looking for, and try to come to a consensus as to what would be the best book to dive into. So in the meantime, Modern Poker Theory, like I said, we should be done with that shortly. And as part of that, we plan on interviewing Michael Acevedo himself and have a Q&A with him. So everybody that's been involved in the book study, I know that I've come up with a million questions as I've gone through this book, and I'm sure everybody else has too. So this is an opportunity to actually talk to the man himself and get some answers to those questions. We're also at that time going to be giving away the video series that he put out. There's a video pack that's an accompaniment to the book, Modern Poker Theory, that Michael Acevedo produced. And we happen to have a copy of it that we are going to be giving away. So look on the group, the book study group, for more information on that. And follow us on Twitter, RecPoker, and you'll see some more information there too. So should be fun.
Yeah, I can't believe we get a chance to nail down Michael Acevedo and just pepper him with questions of our own membership about all the stuff that's in the book. That's going to be great. He's a generous guy with his time on Twitter, but I think actually getting to nail him down for an hour is going to be just the ticket for some of our members. And yeah,
Just
big
out of
thanks to D&B Books for putting that video course out there. I think that's going to be a lot of fun for someone to get a chance to get deeper and deeper into that. Yeah, John?
just out of curiosity, when do you think we started Modern Poker Theory, the book club for it?
Well, we started it right after the Fareed training. So that would have been like March.
March, yeah.
Okay,
It would have
so
been like March of 2021.
what's the under over on whether or not this finishes before it started? You know, a year. It's going to take longer or over a year.
Yeah.
It will be under a year, I guarantee.
Yeah, and that is a bi-weekly session. So we're
Yeah.
and I think we are in like the high teens right now, aren't we, on something like that? So
17 or 18, something like
yeah,
that. I think
it's getting there.
But we did miss a few episodes. There was one whole month where I couldn't do it at all.
Oh yeah, you were
because of-
moving and right.
I was moving and internet connection problems that we had. So there was probably at least 3 sessions that didn't get broadcast when they should have.
Gave
So
some folks a chance to
we
catch
would have
up.
almost made it in 2021
Yeah.
if we would have had those.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to that. And if people do have some interest in what the next poker book should be, send Rob a tweet over there, Radman. Is it Radman50 on Twitter, Rob?
At Radman50.
Yeah,
At
go-
Radman50.
Go
Yep.
let them know what's on your mind. Or you can always email me, jim@rec.poker, about anything that has to do with Rec Poker at all. Tim and John, what did you guys want to start talking about when it comes to? I know. Well, Tim, you joined us in 2021, so it was your welcome to Rec Poker. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was like and how you've gotten involved in the wrecking crew and all that?
Yeah, I just well, like what got me involved to begin with, I was actually at a Run Good event in Council Bluffs. I go to all of them, but
Yeah.
and there was like tons of Rec Poker people there, tons of them. And I just remember I was talking with my friend Woody.
Oh yeah,
and-
Woody Adams.
Yep. And I was like, dude, have you heard of like these Rec Poker people? Like, I feel like you've mentioned this before. And he's like, oh yeah, dude, they're awesome. Go talk to them. And so I don't remember who it was I struck up conversation with. You know, we're just chatting, and I was like, I'll have to go check this thing out. And then just kind of dove in from there, I guess, head first, you know. But that was the thing. Everybody was super friendly to me, you know, and just struck up conversation, held conversation. And it was, you know, cool.
It didn't take long for you to get involved. Now you're running your own weekly study session on Sunday mornings, and we've talked about other ways that you could get even more involved. It's been really cool getting to know you, Tim.
Yeah. I really just enjoy poker, helping people with poker, because, you know, it wasn't that long ago. Like, I was kind of newer to poker.
Right.
Like, you know, I've been playing for a long time, but like actively studying and trying to learn the game for roughly about a year now. And then since then, you know, like I have an affiliate with DTO Poker, which my groups ran through. And that's just been a great tool for me to use on helping me understand like solvers and why they want to do the things they want to do, and just analyzing spots, you know, like I'm also in Gareth James' course, who Rec Poker is also affiliated with now. And a lot of his course is geared around solvers. But in my head, I was having a lot of trouble, you know, just kind of clicking, you know, okay, like, yes, this is what I'm supposed to do, but I just didn't understand it. And that's kind of where DTO came in, because I have solvers and I was running them, and I'm like, this is great. I still don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's just how to apply that can be half the
Right.
knowledge, right? That's half the lesson.
And then, you know, you start doing it for a while, and then you're like, okay, you know, this is an 8-5 deuce board. Okay, I'm against the big blind, bet big. Don't even care what my cards are. Like, and it's just like things like that you just start to recognize, and you're like, oh, okay, like I'm starting to get this stuff. Like,
Mhm. Well, I know you're a big Gareth James fan, and I've been enjoyed his material for a long time. But now that he's gotten more involved with RecPoker, I've been really impressed with the monthly webinars that we're doing with him. We've had 2 so far, one on flop strategy and one on turn strategy. And he's just such a great educator and a great coach. You can tell he really knows his stuff. He knows how to bring it across. I think that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to most about 2022 is really letting people get the most out of our Learning with Partners program. Because the fact is, for $15 a month at RecPoker Premium, you get access to Learn Pro Poker, Solve for Why, Red Chip, pokercoaching.com, Gareth James' MTT Poker Academies, Tai Matsuhashi's The Poker Forge. I know I'm missing a couple, but these are all advanced training sites in the world of poker who know that recreational players like us want to find a taste of different people that they can work with, different learning styles, different teaching styles. Some are about videos, some are one-on-one teaching, stuff like that. And that's all included in your RecPoker Premium membership. We do study groups most weeks. We host these events with these speakers and the trainers from those sites to come and teach RecPoker people stuff. And I think that's something that I still can't quite believe that we we have this amazing network of pros and coaches that are just happy to help our RecPoker members. It's because, like you said, Tim, I think people appreciate that we love the game. We like having fun. We enjoy the process of learning. And I think the pros like that too. I think it's a good mix.
Yeah, it's definitely really fun, and like we have a lot of fun when we learn too. But like even with the couple videos you mentioned that Gareth's done, like I think that's really cool for him to take time, to come over here and do that. And I will say, like, if you want more, like, look into his course, because what you're getting here is a little snippet of what you're getting there. And if it's really something you really want to go after it. What are you waiting on, is my opinion.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, you said it, man.
The way I see it, and this goes for any coach, not just Gareth by any means, but any coaching program that you feel like you kind of have a connection to, go for it. I mean, in the end, yeah, like they kind of cost a lot of money usually, but in the end, you're gonna make more money. Like it's to me, it's an investment, and the knowledge, and then you will gain some monotone wealth with it as well, just from playing better.
Yeah, and I think people feel like, oh, well, I'm not a good enough player to get coaching or to invest in that kind of training portfolio or something. But the fact is, I think of it like being a golfer. And if you're out on there on the driving range and the assistant pro wants to come over and give you a couple of thoughts on your swing, you can book a half hour with the assistant pro, make your swing better, feel better about your game. And it's not like you're expecting to go win a golf tournament the next week and make that $40 back or whatever it was, right? Like it's just it's part of getting better at this hobby that we love so much. So in poker, you can actually make that money back by getting better at it. So I do encourage people, like Tim says, and there are a lot of different kinds of coaches and different price points. Even on the wrecking crew, there's lots of people that you can work with here that are more or less expensive or more or less experienced or dealing with more beginner things or more advanced things. And I really do encourage people to get some help. Find people to ask questions and to share your knowledge into. I talk about this all the time. Like, I was a lurker. I learned poker in a silo, listening to podcasts and watching videos and reading books and not talking to anybody about it. And it took me forever to advance as a player. And I think I did advance as a player, but I could have done it so much faster if I had just put myself out there, shared some questions, made myself vulnerable to some people, and just said, hey, I don't actually have all the answers here, and I wish you guys could help me figure it out. And then I could have learned from other people's mistakes instead of just having to burn my own hand on the stove every time to learn that lesson. So that's one thing I wish I'd done more.
Yeah, just build off that. Like, one thing in Gareth's group that we're doing right now, our topic of the month is PKOs. And Gareth brought in one of his friends, Ninja, who is like one of the top PKO players in the world. And he's coaching us on these. But one of his, after our first webinar, his first thing is he said, okay, now everybody who like wants to take this serious, go play some PKOs, screenshot spots, run the hands and solvers and post them.
Mhm.
And he gives some feedback, but there's been probably 7 or 8 of us every day since this video posting hands. So that's already 7 or 8 times 5. There you go. There's 40 hands right there that you're already looking at just from having a community there all
Mm.
learning with you,
Mm.
which
Yeah.
has been very, very interesting. Like I've been learning loads in there.
Yeah. And you find people that, think similarly or that you have things in common with. I've made some legitimate friends that I've met in the RecPoker forums or on Discord or in our podcast chats and stuff like that. So yeah, put yourself out there, folks. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to be unsure. And just, if you're worried about getting berated or about people making fun of you, do it at RecPoker, because we're just not going to do that. We're not that kind of place, and you'll find people that'll help you
Yep.
you find your way.
Yeah. There's no dumb questions. I mean,
Right.
the way I see it is everybody started out somewhere. Just because I'm further along than you doesn't mean that Jim's not further along than me.
Well, that's kind.
Poker.
We're all in this together.
That's right.
But yeah, and I think and all of us here on the Wrecking Crew too. I feel like none of us are going to help make Jonathan Little a better poker player, but we can definitely help beginners and intermediate players get better at poker, and we can help you just save some time and maybe unlock some tricks of the trades and some shortcuts. So I do encourage people to go check that out. And like I say, just as a free member, just post in the forums and just get used to getting some feedback. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how helpful that can be. So John, I know you are John. John probably does more work than most of the people around here at RecPoker, because he is the online home game coordinator, and he handles everything to do with our home game club. And I'm fond of pointing this out. At the time that he agreed to do that, there were 2 home games a month. And now there are something like 45. Was there only one at the first time, John? John's like, oh, no, there was one. Then you guys doubled it on me to get to 2.
Yeah, when he started, it was the home game. There wasn't
It was the
38
monthly
different
home
versions
game.
of it. It was the home game.
Yep.
Yeah. So John, what was that? What was 2021 like for you on that front?
Well, okay, so before we start talking about home games, I want to just bring up some memorable points that were outside of the home games that I'm responsible for. And for me, one of the most memorable was watching Steve Fredlin sing "Oh Canada" in front of the WSOP sign in the Rio.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah. That was a special moment. I'm glad that you were able to put that together, John, because I totally dropped the ball when I was there the week before. So we were counting on you to see it through. Very nicely done. And people can go watch that on YouTube. That video will be available till the end of time. Go to YouTube, you can see it there. He's got some pipes. That Steve Fredlin's got some pipes.
And then we also had several trips. Tim already mentioned the Run Good series down in Council Bluffs. I was at that one. That was a lot of fun. We also had several others. Wasn't able to make them all. We had the WPT event that we played for that. So that was a lot of fun as well. So I think we've had a lot of outstanding things that have happened this year, despite the fact that we haven't been able to get together all that much.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the WPT experience was a lot of fun. We got to send Brian off there with a main event package. That was super cool. And obviously the RecPoker House, and being able to meet some of these wonderful folks in person down there in Vegas for the WSOP. That was really special time too. And we mentioned the free Jatin course, but yeah, like I can't believe that was only a year ago. Doing that free Jatin course, that 10 module course that we did here in the evenings, which was phenomenal. That was like really helping you kind of hone your aggression and become a more aggressive poker player. So I'm really glad we did that. And I got a lot out of that as well. I like that RecPoker is just this place where recreational players can kind of find that middle ground where the recreational players are down here and the pros are up here. And then this is where we kind of meet in the middle. I think that's something that we've always enjoyed doing here. I hope we're able to keep doing that well in 2022. I'm sure we are. Now, John, over the holidays, we had a bit of a gap in our live reporting of the home game results. Are you interested in talking about those, or would you like to talk about some of our year in review home game stuff?
Well, now I'll talk about the year in review for the home games. So in 2021, we had 289 individual people play the home games.
That's awesome.
205 of those played at least 10 games or more. So it wasn't just a bunch of people coming by and only playing once. There was some real, dedication and repeats in that place. And of course, we had several really good outcomes from that. For the most wins, of course, we start off with none other than Jacob Kiki. He called his shot at the beginning of the year, said he was going to get 20 wins, and it looked like he was going to have that wrapped up in November. But just to keep everyone on the line, he waited, and it was the last week of December when he finally got his, or sometime in December at least, when he finally got his 20th win to make 20 wins for the year.
It's amazing. A real accomplishment for
Yep.
Jacob to call a shot like that. He went and he got exactly the number he said he would. It's really impressive. Yep.
And then we had Fergie 56, Kim Kilroy got 16 for the year, and Eric or Evil Roy CA, David Westerveld got 14. Those were the top three.
Dave's in the chat right now. I see David joining us. Yeah, Mr. Cool Guy, we're on to you. Nicely done, sir. And Kim, who's often here in the chat as well, getting 16. No surprise there. We got a bunch of killers here in the RecPoker premium program. But that's fantastic. Those are. And Dave, that's impressive, man. That's impressive. Hold on to that one. I know Dave's no stranger to winning tournaments and that sort of thing. Dave's had a lot of experience getting into the right kind of tournaments. But
no,
that
he's
was
actually also doing really well in the Papes tournament that I also run.
No surprise.
We also had a lot of dedication. So while nobody played all 533 home games that were offered last year.
533, now, oh my God.
Largely that's because, some of them you had to actually qualify, like the Tournament of Champions. So no one was even eligible to play all of them. However, we had some people who got a lot in. Isenma Spike got 510. 510 of the 533 games.
That's amazing. That's like the Doug Drabeck Award going to Isenma Spike. Right.
Yeah. And then we had Evil Roy CA, David Westerveld, got 486 games.
Nice. Wow.
And Kekgeek, this is Kekgeek Senior, Mark Kiki, got 449.
Wow.
Played 449 games.
That's amazing.
And then, of course, what are we playing for? We're playing for pins. So, who won the most pins? Well, theoretically, you could win up to 7 pins because you can get a bronze for each series. So that's 3 of them. You could get a Tournament of Champions one for the daily series, the Tournament of Champions for the No Limit Hold'em series, Player of the Year for the No Limit Hold'em series, and Player of the Year for the Mixed Game series. So that's
7.
4. Yep, that's 7 that you could win overall. However, 3 of those, there's only 1 silver pin given out. So it's unlikely for anyone to ever win 7. So what we have here, though, is the person who won the most pins was RecPoker Steve Friendly.
Yes.
He got 2 silver pins.
Yeah, 2 silvers at the end, man.
Yep.
That was impressive.
He had a daily bronze, the No Limit Hold'em bronze, then the No Limit Hold'em points silver, and the No Limit Hold'em TOC silver.
Wow.
So only one of each of those was given out, and he won both of them.
So what were the 2 bronzes he won? He got a daily and a monthly in the bronze.
A daily and then a No Limit Hold'em.
Okay. Guy's a killer.
Yep.
Well, working on his game. Not
to be outdone, Gloves 1010 Colin Anderson also got 4 pins.
What?
But he only got 1 silver. But he did manage to win something in every series. He got a daily series bronze, No Limit Hold'em series bronze, mixed series bronze, and then the daily series TOC.
Wow.
Silver.
Wow. And Colin Anderson he's a crusher too. He's one of the hosts of the Reckies. And he's been a big part of RecPoker for a while. He went on a tear over the summer where he won like 3 or 4 of the Sunday night tournaments that get you a free month at LPP. And so we had to kind of come up with a creative way to give some of those prizes away because Colin Anderson is just too good a guy to save all those to himself. So way to go, Colin. Congratulations.
Then coming in, we had, so those two tied for kind of first place. My goal was to pick 3 people from each of these, and we had 2 that tied for second place. So Gopher Boy TJM, Taylor Moss, got 3 pins. He won a mixed, for the mixed games, daily bronze, a mixed game bronze, and a mixed points silver.
So all of his points are all mixed game related.
Two of them are mixed games, and then 1 daily bronze.
Oh, okay, 1 daily bronze. Cool.
Yep.
Well, he's a killer.
And Fergie 56 also got 3 pins.
Wow.
All of hers were in Hold'em, daily bronze, no limit Hold'em bronze, and a daily series TOC.
Nice.
So there were 12 TOCs available to be won throughout the course of the year.
That's right. And if people won more than one of those, they still only got the 1 silver pin, right? It's a
right.
Yes,
right.
because a couple people did win a couple of or maybe they had a silver pin from a previous year. I think Colin Anderson and Jacob now have 2 silver pins each from multiple years of that kind of thing. Yes, right. Cool.
And then for the most cashes, nobody we had Stewie 13, Stuart Carriage got 89 cashes. That's 21% of the time he cashed that he played. Jasper Jr. Patrick Barry got 84 cashes for 23%. And Fergie 56, Kim Kilroy, got 83 cashes for 20%.
Wow. All right. Well, I know Stu and Kim are friends in real life, and they talk about poker all the time. They're poker traveling fans, along with Elizabeth Van Martin and a few of our other RecPoker Premium members. So I'm not surprised at all to see that Stu Carriage and Kim Kilroy are cutting it up in the cashes there. And then Pat Barry, you said, was the other one of the OG members here at RecPoker. Way to go, Pat. That's exciting, man. Good for you. That's impressive.
So then finally, we have what we all play poker for, and that is for money. Well, in our play games, we aren't playing for money, but play chips, but we can still measure the ROI. So for ROI, for reference, a 0% ROI means you are exactly break even. Every dollar you put in for a buy-in, you've won exactly that much back. If you double your money, that's 100% ROI. Every time you do a buy-in, you get twice that back. And then, of course, negative percentage would be negative ROI. So the top 3 ROI, number 1 was Gopher Boy TJM, Taylor Moss, 68% ROI. And I should state, this is, I only counted players who played 100 or more tournaments, so that you couldn't just, play one and then have a huge ROI. This was people who put in a lot of volume and still maintained a very nice ROI.
Good call.
Number 2 was Ben Marlin. Elizabeth Bennett Martin, 65% ROI.
Just mentioned her.
And then Kiki 65, Kiki Jr., Jacob Kiki got 46% ROI. All 3 of them very nice.
Those are real numbers. So thanks, John, for pulling all that data. I know John has a spreadsheet, the sort of like the mother of all spreadsheets set up that tracks, it feeds into a bunch of places. It's got things coming from a bunch of places. And I think you even put a link up to that in the forums or on Discord, didn't you, John? So people can check out their own version of the stats or something like that.
Yeah, I did put a link in the forums. It just is, that's a really simple, it's basically a CSV file, but if you download it, it'll open up in Excel, and it's calculated all of these numbers for every person: your ROI, the number of entries you played, the number of wins you had, the number of times you got first place, the number of times you got second, all sorts of interesting things there.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, John. And all the members, you don't have to be a premium member. Any member that can access the forums or Discord can go and check that out and see how you're doing stacked up to everyone else in the league. I gotta say, no surprise names on those lists. Those are people that are often in our strategy conversations. I know they're asking questions in the forums and answering questions. They're people that play in the home game quite a bit. So no surprise there. We got some killers representing. And Taylor
Absolutely.
Moss too. Yeah. So really it's just impressive all the way around. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
yeah,
So
here.
should we go on to the home game winners?
Why don't we? Everyone go grab a cup of coffee. We were saying earlier, we took some time off over the holidays. Yeah, you got it, Rob. OMC over there, he's got it all figured out. So we missed a few weeks of announcing the winners. So we've got a few to get through here and celebrate some of the recent victors here in the home games. Thanks, man.
Yeah, actually, we've got 4 weeks. That's a full month's worth of games.
Oh, yeah, because
So-
we pre-recorded, right?
Now,
Right.
just remember as you're listening to me rattle off all of these. For each one of these, I need to get the results. I record the results, and I write a post on our logs for all of this. So I've spent way more time than any of you who are listening to this right now.
It's true. It's true. It's
And
true.
you know, Isnma Spike probably played all of these games. He spent more than even that. Okay. So on December 20th, 2021, Bokika got their first nightly victory for the year. And in December 21st, Apple O' My Eye, Harold Berry got
Harold.
his second nightly victory for 2021.
Nice.
Noah 12 with lots of H's in there. 1291, Noah Anderson got his third nightly victory for the year. J May USA, who is from Japan, actually, I think our first Japanese player, got his or her first daily victory for the year.
Yeah, I saw that rising sun in the lobby. I thought that was extremely cool. Right on.
Yep. Yeah, I actually got a message saying because of the time zone difference, they qualified for the TOC, but were going to be unable to play. So that was unfortunate. And then we have Frogman Rick Day, got his second nightly victory for the year, sixth nightly victory lifetime.
I love Rick. He's such a fun guy. Good for you, Rick.
Then for mixed events, basic task, John Pilak. Is that how you pronounce that? Pilak?
Yeah. Yeah. And John, if you also made it into the final table of the Tournament of Champions. So you're welcome to join us in our online review and hang on Wednesday. I just happened to know because I saw your last name while I was filling out the form today. So there you go, John. I hope we get to see you next Wednesday to join us for that.
And that was John's second daily mixed game.
You better tell what day that is, Jim,
yeah, that's a great
next
point.
Wednesday depends on when this comes out.
You are so smart, Rob. So so this episode comes out on January 25th, and it's the next day, Wednesday the 26th. So if John's keener and he's listening to these the day they come out, then hopefully we'll get a chance to see him in the online review and hang the next day. Thanks, Rob.
Then for international events, Oslo Burker, Tron Vidar Stensby got his second international victory for the year.
Awesome.
And Binkley, Eric Jin got his second international.
Yes, Wrecking Crew.
And then LPP Sunday event, Digging 8 Graves got his or her first victory for the year. So you can contact Jim at rec.poker and you will earn your free month to learn pro poker.
Nice. Love it.
Now we are on to week number 2. Daily series, Chilada. Ben Rhodes got his first victory of the year on December 28th.
Nice, Ben.
Geek 65, Jacob Kiki got his 20th victory for the year and his 13th nightly victory for the year.
Wow.
And it's his 30th all-time victory.
Wow. Just insane. Magic Man.
PCS 205, Jack LaRue.
Oh, nice, Jack.
Got his third nightly victory for 2021. Hunter H, 1017, Hunter Hawes got his second nightly victory. And Giver 3, Jim Gibson got his third nightly victory for 2021.
There you go. The real Jim making it happen. Nice work, Giver.
And now we are finally on to 2022.
Oh, I'm scared. Hold me.
So first event of the year, Basic Tax, John Filak got his first daily mixed victory for the year, making it his third lifetime. Remember, he just got one the week previous.
Guy's been busy.
International events, Turner, Joshua Campbell got his first.
We played. He took a lot of chips for me in that one. I think is the one we were playing in. Nicely done, Turner.
Apple of my eye, Harold Berry got his first
Harold.
victory for the year.
Yes.
Eric Anderson, E Anderson 85 won the LPP tournament. So you can contact Jim at rec.poker to get your free month to learn pro poker.
Although I don't know if Eric will need that, because Eric Anderson's just got this whole thing figured out. He's one of those people that shows up in our discussion conversations. He's got great questions. He's got great insights. He knows his way around Poker Tracker 4 too. So Eric Anderson, no surprise to see you rocking it in the winners.
Is it really even fair for him to have a month to learn pro?
That's a good point. Maybe just for the sake of the rest of the team, we should stop Eric Anderson from getting any better at poker.
That would be a good thing.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Okay. The No Limit Hold'em Championship Series on January 5th. Poker Geek MN, John Somsky, got his first No Limit Hold'em victory for the
They're
year.
letting anybody into the club these days.
Anyone can win these things. Just, I was thinking it was a tough home game until now. Then for the nightly series, B Chip, Charles Allen got his first nightly victory for the year.
Nice, Charles.
Night Owl, where the L is a 1. Chris Ruhm got his first nightly victory for the year. Uncle Tom's Cabin, Jeff S. got his first nightly victory for the year. Wolfman 109, Adam Wolf got his first. And then Keck Geek 65, Jacob Kiki, starting off the year with the bang with his first nightly victory for the year.
What was the date of that one? He really didn't leave a lot of time. Is that like the first week?
Well, he took the first week off. Yeah, January 8th.
Oh,
So, he skipped the first week and said, I'll give you all the first week. Then second week he starts off.
He deserved a week off, I think, after that.
And also on January 8th, PCS 2005, Jack LaRue got his first mixed victory for the year.
Oh, cool.
That's the daily mixed practice, not the mixed series, just to be clear. International events, Stewie 13, Stuart Carrick got his first international victory for the year.
Beautiful.
Roz Quarto got her first international victory for the year. And 7 High 11, John Crowell won the LPP event, so he can contact Jim at rec.poker and get his free month at Learn Pro Poker.
Oh, that's going to be great. I like John. We're getting to know John better. He recently became a premium member, and so we've been seeing him more and more in the strategy conversations, and he's been posting in the forums, and we've been emailing. So I'm very excited to see 7 High 11, John Crowell, earning that pin. Good for him. No surprise there.
Excellent. Then for the Mixed Game Championship Series on January 12th. That was Alexa talking to me. Aces 54-320.
Oh, Kathy
Chang.
Nice.
Got her first mixed victory for the year. And she has announced she is a mixed expert. So she really wants to win this one.
She really is. I played with her for most of the night on her table. And I'll tell you what, she was so aggressive. She was in every hand. She was raising every hand. And I finally got her. And well, what happened? I got dealt a full house. She got dealt a flush. And we got it all in, dropping her down to 20 big blinds. So she was really, really low. And I don't know if it was 2 rounds later, she was the chip leader again at the table and just dominating everybody. It was amazing.
Yeah, and it wasn't a fluke either. Kathy's a great mixed game player, and she's dedicated, and she wants to spread her love of mixed games. So we talk all the time, Kathy and I. We've talked about maybe finding a way to even build more mixed games into the RecPoker monthly schedule or something like that. So way to go, Kathy. Congratulations. No surprise.
Then for the daily series, Night Owl, Chris Ruhm, first player for the year to get his second victory.
Nice.
Chilada, Ben. Won the daily TOC, Tournament of Champions. Then Monkey System, Keith Brandt.
Yes, Keith.
Got his first daily or nightly victory for the year. Fergie 56, Kim Kilroy got her first nightly victory for the year.
Can't keep Kim out for long.
And then our friend from Japan, J May USA, J Mayusa, I don't know how that should be pronounced. Anyway, got his or her first nightly victory for the year. And Elvis 76, Steve Krebs got his first nightly victory for the year. Money Mortis, Frank Pisklovich
That was a good
won
one.
the mixed practice event, first one for the year. Isnma Spike
Spike.
won a daily international event for his first victory for the year. PCS Jack LaRue.
Jack is on a tear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Won an international event as well. His first international event for the year, but his second win overall. Then we have, go ahead.
I was going to say, and Jack is one of the, like, just genuinely one of the nicest guys that I've spoken to in the course of in the OPA or in our other sessions like that. Just a really kind fella with his heart in the right place. And I'm so glad to see he's got that killer instinct at the table and he's taken down pin after pin in the standings. I'm so pleased.
Well, you know, I was just going to reply to you saying, yes, I agree. Jack is a really nice guy, but I hate having him at my table because he's really good.
Yeah.
Then we have Licorice Guy, David Stebbins.
Oh, Dave. Beautiful.
Won the LPP event. And you can contact Jim at rec.poker to get your free month at Learn Pro Poker.
Yep. And do it, man. You will love what they have going on over there with Ryan LaPlante and the rest of the coaches at Learn Pro Poker. One of our learning with partners, and probably one of the oldest friends of the show, Ryan LaPlante, hoping to have him back on the show sometime soon. So way to go. And I do hope that you do email me, jim@rec.poker, and I will send you a code that gets you a free month of access to Learn Pro Poker in their database. I really do recommend that. Nicely done, John. So I felt like that just flew by personally. That was a pleasure. And it was cool seeing some of these regular names. So when we actually do a month in a row, you get to see a lot of the regular killers coming through the rotation like that. No surprises there at all.
Yep, and you know, none of these names are surprises anymore because we've seen them over and over again.
Yeah, but I'm still impressed at how many unique winners there are over the course of the series. Like we, as the group has grown, the number of people that are winning has grown along to it. So it's kind of a fun mix of you get to recognize these really excellent players who you see in the standings repeatedly, but there's also a lot of first timers in there finding their way. It's just because it's such a great structure that you put together there, John. It makes it easy for the cream to rise to the top, you know? Yeah. Well, does anyone, Evil Roy or Jim or Martha, if anyone has any questions or comments to get on the air before we wrap it up, I'll give you a moment to type that in here. Fellas on the panel, was there anything else about 2021 that touched our hearts or that angered us or anything about 2022 that we want to make? I personally speaking, I want to play in more of the home games. I want to play more live poker than I did in 2021 somehow, whether that's in Canada or in the States or something like that. I'd like to do more of these RecPoker road trips and that sort of thing and meet more members personally. Yeah, play more poker. That would be one of my goals. What about the rest of you guys? Do you have any goals or resolutions or anything like that?
I think winning more when I play poker would be
That's a good one. That's a good one.
There you go.
Well, I have two goals this year that I'm taking. One inspired by Jacob Kiki. I'm calling my shot right now. I am going to win not 20, but 10 games this year. I'm hoping to win 10 games.
All right.
That's half as many as Jacob. Maybe I have a shot doing that. And I want to have a positive ROI. I had just barely a negative ROI in the home games last year. And I know that was because there were times when I'd play and I wouldn't be focusing and then, you know, end up dumping my chips off. So when I play, I want to actually focus and play better.
Nice. Good for you. Tim, what about you?
Play more live.
Yeah.
Just like Andrew, I'll be at the Run Good series coming up. So, you know, if anybody wants to come say hello, come say hello. I have a pretty noticeable face. I'm a big guy, so come say hi.
Yeah, that's right. You'll see a lot of people with RecPoker gear there, I think, and they'll all have a smile and a warm welcome to be shared, I'm sure. All right. Well, thanks everybody. And it's always so much fun just to get together with this different panel every week and talk about something to do with poker. It's what we're all passionate about. It's what makes us tick. And it really is something that we couldn't do anything we do here at RecPoker without all the faces you see here and many more as well. When we do get to the Reckies in the spring, I think we'll do a more sort of fitting tribute to all the people that help us out here and make all this happen. It is mostly we're essentially volunteers here at RecPoker. We like sharing our time and our love of poker with everybody else involved. So it takes help, it takes support, it takes a group, it takes people pitching in. I guess the last thing I'll say is if you want to pitch in, if you want to find a way to help us to be part of the RecPoker team, you can always just email me, jim@rec.poker, and say, hey, I want to get involved. I've got some time, or I've got some expertise, or here's something that I think you guys could be doing better. Or if you're short on time, but you want to buy us a cup of coffee or help us keep the lights on, you can go to rec.poker/support, and you can find all sorts of ways there, Patreon or PayPal, or even just for free, reviewing the podcast and subscribing to the YouTube channel, things like that, that help us keep going. Because this is something that, and we talk about this with the guys here all the time, this is something that we want to be doing in 20 years. We want the RecPoker members that haven't even been born yet to come in and meet this great foundation that we've put together. And I just can't wait to see what RecPoker is going to be down the road. So thanks everyone for all your help. And everyone who hasn't come in yet, I hope you do. Give us a try. And if you want to try premium membership, use the code RecPoker. You can get your first month for only $5. All right. Well, I guess without any further ado, then I have to thank Website AMP, of course, and Mark Pershawn, and of course, Running Aces Hotel, Racetrack, and Casino, and Steve Fredlin for making all this happen. And to everyone else, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.